Hello everyone, my name is Dell'Olio. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I've kind of changed positions. You usually are over here or over there, but now you're right there. I was FaceTiming with my girlfriend a little while ago, and we discovered I plopped her there because we were watching a TV show together, and once she was there, I was like, dang, that kind of looks like a really good spot to put a camera for filming. So here we are. That's not what you guys are here about. You guys are here about what the title suggests, which is shadow people. In my last video that was on the topic of the supernatural, I discussed a full body apparition. Now, for someone who is new to all of this, what's the difference between a full body apparition and a shadow person is the fact that shadow people typically don't have features. It's shaped like a human, and meanwhile a full body apparition it's a person standing right there and you can see them plain as day. So I thought, what better way to spend my evening right before I go to bed than reminiscing on the times that I have encountered shadow people. My very first experiences with the shadow people, honestly, I've kind of seen them my entire life. I don't know if that means I'm insane. Probably. I want to say it was after we moved from Florida, so I was probably 10 or 12 years old when I saw the first one, and I had no idea what it was. It scared the crap out of me. Even still, I'm not entirely sold as to what they are. So, and we'll get into that later. I think I saw my first one. It's kind of hazy because have seen them very frequently. I don't really see them too often anymore. And I think that's just because of the locations I'm in. I don't think anything has happened in this apartment that's nefarious or anything like that. I don't think anybody has died or anything like that. So I think that's one of the reasons I haven't seen anything like that in this apartment. Also, living with my grandparents down in Texas, never saw anything. Once again, don't think anything like that's happened in their house, or they probably would have told me. I might talk about this later, but I think the presence of how many religious texts I have in my apartment and my grandparents have in their house, and how often we use them, I think that probably wards off anything. But enough about that. The place that I saw shadow people the most frequently was at a church. As weird as that sounds, I'm not going to tell you which church it was. However, I will say that I worked there for a short time period, and I didn't stop working there because of this. I stopped working there because it was the end of the summer. I was working there with another student, actually the same girl that I mentioned a couple of videos ago with my Filthy Frank thing. She's a great girl, love her. Anytime that I would have to go across the sanctuary or around some stairs or anything like that, I would see someone in the corner of my vision. And I brought it up to her one day, and I was like, hey, I was like, don't think I'm insane, but have you seen like someone out of the corner of your eye? And she's like, yes, I see him all the time. And I'm like, all right, great, okay, I'm not insane, you're insane. You're all insane if you don't believe this. We get to talking about it, and I'm like, he's almost always gone when I look at him. But I'm gonna really try to see if I can see him. One day as I was walking across the sanctuary, I saw a figure standing in the pews, and I was like, all right, you know what? We're gonna stare at him. I looked. I'm not making this up. The shadow didn't disappear. It stood there for a good 3 or 4 seconds. Hand to God, hand on the Bible, whatever you want me to do. I'll take a polygraph test. It was there. Plain as day. And then it disappeared. Not like, Thanos snap disappeared. It was just like 1 second was there, 1 second was gone. Very unceremoniously, this thing just up and left. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I told her about it, and she was like, okay, cool. So it's real. It's actually there. And we, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, I'm pretty sure the staff that was at the church at the time gathered in the sanctuary and we prayed, and it wasn't there anymore. So that's if my memory serves me correctly. I could have just dreamt that part up, but I know after a certain date, this was a few years ago, by the way. This was like, we're coming on 7 years ago, I think, now. So my memory of it is a little hazy. But I remember one day we did something, and that was all she wrote. We never saw it again. So from there, I've seen shadow people in other churches. I've seen quite a few out when I'm like just walking in a city, and that's usually in broad daylight, so I can't really misconstrue what I'm seeing. I know what I'm seeing. Aside from that, I'm kind of hard pressed to like pick any one specific time, because honestly, if I'm in an area that's got a lot of spiritual activity, one way or the other, I'll see them. So what do I think shadow people are? Well, I actually think they could be a host of things. Yeah, they could be a lot of things. The first one, of course, is your brain filling in the gaps, what you think you see out of the corner of your eye. And I think a lot of the stuff that you see out of the corner of your eye that you might think is supernatural is your brain playing tricks on you. Not on purpose. Your brain, is a miraculous thing. It's a fantastic thing. And after millennia of having to survive out in the wilderness, where everything is trying to kill you, it has to kind of become a little bit paranoid. I mean, deal with wild animals for any length of time, and wild animals are petrified of everything. So it would make sense, we kind of came from the same area, the area being outside, and we were not always the top of the food chain, and honestly, we really aren't because of how weak we are. It's just our brains have gotten us this far. Sorry to go on a bit of a tangent. I think a lot of the shadow people that a lot of people I talk to report about and talk to me about, I think that's what's happening. I don't think it's a supernatural encounter. I don't think it's a spiritual attack or anything like that. I think it's you're not sure what was in the corner, and so your brain has filled in the gaps. And that's totally fine. That is totally fine. And I think, like I said, a lot of shadow people, a lot of reports of shadow people I get, that's what it is. Now, let's talk about the ones that I have come face to face with, or I have seen moving from one side forward, and I've watched them move. I think, for lack of a better term, I don't believe that they're positive. I don't believe that they are good. I believe that these are demons. I think that it's an entity from the other side that does not have your best interest in mind, and I think it has been sent to confuse and to startle you. I think they've been sent to terrify and to confuse. And I think that if you believe in that kind of stuff, if you believe that there's a heaven and there's a hell and there's a God overseeing everything, I think you might agree with me as far as that goes. Those are about the two main things that I believe that they could be. Regardless of what they are, I believe in them. I've seen them, seen several, literally seen so many that I can't number them. I seriously can't. If you guys have seen shadow people or anything like that, please comment down below with your experience, and I'll probably reply to you because I don't get very much contact with anybody these days. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe, like the video. Once again, comment down below. Always take the stairs. Have a safe drive. If you get tired, please pull over. I really care about you. Give me a call. Grab a hotel for the night. Sleep in your car. Remember to keep that fang on you at all times. And have a good night.